press your thumbs forward, and it'll be able to come back down. Because what it is, this bar needs to move up and down. It needs to move up for it to be able to slide back through. But once you play around with that, you'll get used to it.
You can't adjust that once they're in there.
No, no. So,
if they wanted to.
right. Once they're in there, they're in there. Well, I guess they could, but I probably wouldn't want them messing around with it while they're in there. Okay. And so, checking the grounding of the chamber. Move into that. So this is, we'll be left with you guys to check if the chamber is grounded. You come in, you turn this lever to 6 o'clock, to the 200 at 6 o'clock. And these two guys down here, you've got, it says test points, chamber and wall. It doesn't really matter which one goes into which.
So they're not color coded?
No. And you want this to read less than 1 ohm. So 0.1 is perfectly fine. Anything on the left side of that decimal point, then the chamber is not grounded properly.
And what's the problem with that?
You use static. You don't want any kind of spark or anything like that inside, obviously. So everything, you know, but to the patient, the tray, the rails, everything, the patient themselves all need to be grounded.
So once the patient's in, that's when you check if it's grounded properly?
No, you check that as when you come in the morning.
Okay.
Again, that's a policy question. That's up to you guys to develop how often you want to do that.
Okay.
So we'll have to come up with a policy then.
And then what if it's not? Is that machine done for the
If it's
day?
not, that's when you call me.
And how fast can you get here?
Depends on how big of an emergency it is, but yeah, me, myself, or somebody can get out here relatively quickly usually.
So anything under 1.0?
Right, anything it can read
So
up
if
to
it's
0.9.
0.9,
Yeah, up to
so
0.9,
okay.
you're good.
Okay.
You should never see it get there.
Okay.
Once it's here, it's going to be around 1 and 2 probably every day.
At the point we see it creeping up, should we call it?
Yeah, I guess you would if you see it start to
Yeah.
variate, something different
Yeah.
than what you usually see.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that something's loose probably.
Okay.
And we can try to talk you through it to troubleshoot it a little bit.
Mhm.
It's if that's the case, it's usually one of 2 things. Either this plug here comes out. All these plugs are
Reading is bound.
is this cord. This cable is only connected to the ground stud on this.
Okay.
On this, these are not connected to anything, so it's just going straight to your building ground
Okay.
through the grounding hole. And this wire runs all the way to the front of the chamber to the test point in front that says wall.
Okay.
So you're just basically the same thing as putting one end of those leads into the ground side of this is all that is.
Okay.
Just make it a little bit more convenient for you with that. So if that comes out, you're going to get a weird reading on there or no reading.
Okay, so first thing, we'll just look and make sure everything's plugged in.
Right. Secondly, the actual chamber ground is this black wire here. There's a threaded stud right here that is connected to.
Oh, yep.
And then that goes to your stud on the wall over there connected to your chamber ground. So if this plate itself is a little bit loose, but if the actual nut comes loose, you could start getting a weird reading as well. But that's not something that we really have ever seen unless, you know, housekeeping bumps into it or something like that. But also, while we're back here, here is your shutoff valve. Again, it's a policy thing, but I will say that you know, most centers shut this off every night. Again, horizontal is off. And if you go vertical with the valve, it's on. So once this is shut off, there's only gas between this valve and the chamber. You know, in some kind of emergency, that's one thing you want to shut off, so you don't constantly have oxygen just keep on coming through.
Like an environmental emergency, a fire in the building.
Right. Right. That's something you want to shut off. If any, especially, yeah, if anything happened to the building's oxygen supply or something like that, you want to